All right, Applied Materials is up about 6% in pre-market. They released their earnings last night. Looked really good. Well, let's make no mistake about it though. This is down year over year, but it was a beat, and they've been signaling for a long time, actually a couple of quarters, that it's going to be softness and it's going to turn around at some point. And the management is saying this is that point. So that's why people are excited. A small beat, and then really the guidance is where people are starting to go, oh yeah, this is finally that turn you guys have been talking about. So let's just quickly look at the earnings analyzer there, and revenue was down 6.5%, which is not too bad for a downturn. Although earnings per share was down 17%. Again, telegraphed downturn. I'm okay with that. But it was a beat of 1.9% on the top line and 5% on the bottom line. So every time you beat, that's always good. Typically a stock will bounce on that, especially if guidance is good. And the guidance was good. The quote I got down there from management was Q4 represents a healthy uptick in demand. And yes, this was Q4. They have an October year end, so this was the October Q4 quarter. Let's take a quick look in our model, and because Q4 just came out, we do not have Q4, but it still tells a good picture. So there you go, good track record over the last, really the last 20 years, a couple of blips along the way. There was an upturn, a big one, a couple years ago, and you can see in the trailing 4 quarters, it's slipped down to 19%. That's a high quality problem if it's 19%. Probably when this quarter releases, actually come down a little bit more when the data gets into our database, because one of the really good quarters, Q4 last year, is going to come off and replaced by this one, so that'll come down a little. But we're already anticipating that, if we say now it's in a growth phase again, we're getting a valuation of $78, and I think that's pretty reasonable. It's going to open up just over 60. Let's a couple other stats on just the stock performance. So year to date, it's actually up 74%, and this was a downturn. That's how the market is a very smart animal, and is getting ahead of the downturn already, and saying, the growth of 5G. That's really what you got to think of this as one of the really important players in the 5G, and certainly I would agree with that. A couple more stats, just so I said year to date was up 74%, through the last 3 months up 21%, last 6 months 42%. So actually stock's been acting really well. If you're a guy who doesn't like to chase it, it's not going to be for you, but I don't think you should be looking in the rearview mirror. I just think the 5G is coming. It's been a great company. This is they're calling the bottom themselves. Management doesn't usually go out on a limb like that. So a lot of good check marks here.